We welcome you to the beautiful mountains out here in Pocono, Pennsylvania, and the Pocono Raceway plays host to the NASCAR Irwin Tools Cup Series 2018 season, the 7th race of this grueling season, as we have 5 more races until the playoff cutoff occurs for this series, and 16 drivers will compete for the championship. And we already have 6 drivers locked in, and we will see 1 driver master this beautiful track. So you can see we enter turn 1, and then we have turn 2. And as we go down the long pond straightaway, there's turn 3, but wait, there's no turn 4. That's because this track is known as the Tricky Triangle. It has 3 distinct turns, and these drivers, it's heavy braking zones. These drivers are going to have to downshift and get back into gear, and they're going to have to master this perfectly if they want to win this race. So now we're going to take a look at your drivers to watch. We have Ryan Blaney. He starts in the 2nd position. He's had some really good halfway bonuses, but he just cannot capitalize during the race. Hoping to change that today. Brad Keselowski, on the other hand, he's been really consistent. 2 top 5s, 4 top 10s. He also needs a win to join his teammate Joey Logano in the playoffs. Austin Dillon, he's just 10 points behind Alex Bowman for the final spot in the playoffs, looking to capitalize from his 12th place starting position today. Ricky Stenhouse Jr., he is mired way back in the 25th place position. He needs a really good race, and Pocono is a rather good track for him. And how about Hendrick Motorsports? We have Chase Elliott starting 14th, Alex Bowman 15th, and Jimmy Johnson 16th, as we're going to take a look at the standings. Chase Elliott in 11th. He looks good on points so far. But then we have Alex Bowman, he's 16th. He is the cutoff guy, and Jimmy Johnson at 18th. Hendrick Motorsports needs to have a great points day, and they also need to find some speed. And then Jamie McMurray down in the 24th position. I don't want to say it's a must-win yet, but it is looking like he's going to have some great runs in order to make the playoffs. And now it's time to take a look at your Mountain Dew Baja Blast starting lineup. It's still in store, so get it while it lasts. Kyle Busch on the pole. He won the Endurance Fest last week, looking to go back-to-back, and Ryan Blaney alongside. Kevin Harvick, he had a PR day last weekend, passed 34 cars, and Martin Truex Jr. alongside, already locked into the playoffs. Clint Bowyer, we know he wants to do more than just make the playoffs. He wants to win. And Kyle Larson alongside. The Penske teammates, Brad Keselowski and Joey Logano, both have been consistent, but Joey Logano has a win. Keselowski does not. We have our last 2 NITCS Pocono winners, Denny Hamlin in 2016 and Kurt Busch in 2017. Paul Menard, he is 14th in the playoff cutoff. He's looking really good. Austin Dillon, like we documented, 10 points out. Erik Jones, he's locked in with his win at Dover, looking to have a great day at Pocono, and we documented Chase Elliott as well as Alex Bowman and Jimmy Johnson. Hopefully Hendrick Motorsports and the Chevrolet Camaros can turn it around today. And then we have Eric Almirola and Trevor Bayne as Almirola 15th in the standings. He's building momentum, and I like where this 10 team is going compared to last year. AJ Allmendinger and Jamie McMurray. Allmendinger had a really rough start to the season, 32nd in points. He is looking to build some consistency. And then we have David Reagan and Ryan Newman. How about one of the most underrated teams? David Reagan having a solid season so far. Daniel Suarez and William Byron. Daniel Suarez had a slumping race last weekend, looking to improve. And then we have Ricky Stenhouse Jr. and Casey Kane. As Casey Kane announced recently, this would be his last NITCS season, looking to go out with a bang. And then we have Michael McDowell and Ty Dillon. As Michael McDowell is in the top 25 in points, Ty Dillon is 26th. And then we have Chris Buescher and Bubba Wallace. Bubba Wallace had a great start to the season, but he's had a lot of bad luck, looking to get a much better result today. And rounding out the field is Gray Gaulding and Matt DiBenedetto. And now it's time for your KFC honorary starter for the Gander Outdoors 400, as today's honorary starter is Thomas Rowan, as he's going to lead these drivers on an 8-lap journey They call this track the Tricky Triangle for a reason. It is a trick. It's going to take a lot to master this track perfectly. It's an uncharacteristic race, and the green flag is waving here in the Poconos. Kyle Busch passes by the short chute there in turn 2, and now he's downshifting into turn 3. What turn 4? There is no turn 4 as Kyle Busch passes by, and he is going to lead lap 1. Ryan Blaney, you can see he's right behind him. He's trying to find Kyle Busch's weakness. Even though everything's great, Kyle Busch, he doesn't have that flaw as a driver. He can execute restarts perfectly, and he is a great racer here at the Pocono Raceway. He has won a couple times before. And whoa, we have Chase Elliott, Paul Menard, Austin Dillon battling side by side. Now Chris Buescher, they're going 3 wide. They are not scared of going through that short chute. That is very interesting. As Joey Logano pushes Brad Keselowski past Kyle Larson, and he gains a position. And now Kevin Harvick looking on Martin Truex Jr. He gained 34 positions last week, and he's +1 today. They are still single file. It's a really hard opportunity to pass. And AJ Allmendinger, look at that. He just made it look easy, going 3 wide on Trevor Bayne and Aric Almirola. What a move by AJ Allmendinger. Now Chase Elliott, what a move by the 9 car, and now he gets ahead of Clint Bowyer and Erik Jones. That's for the final stage point, like we documented earlier in the show. Hendrick Motorsports needs to gain points and find speed, but Ryan Blaney, now there's a challenge for the lead. Blaney, Kyle Busch side by side. Busch is going to get the side draft and coming off of turn 3. Kyle Busch takes the stage win. What an amazing battle to the end. And you can see back here we have Ryan Newman and Jamie McMurray battling for position. That's going to be an interesting one as Ryan Newman never lets up. And we're going to see how that battle goes as they are still single file. It's train racing here at the Pocono Raceway. I mean, it's a calm, cool, collected race. But meanwhile, while I was saying that, here on lap 6 of 8, Ryan Blaney trying to look on Kyle Busch. He's going to dive it low, and he bumps him out of the way. The bump and run. Ryan Blaney executes it perfectly. New leader, the 12, the bright yellow fella of Ryan Blaney. Kyle Busch falls back to the 5th spot. He is not going to be very happy with that. If he gets to Ryan Blaney again, I guarantee you there will be some contact as they go through turn 3. Ryan Blaney continues the lead, but Kevin Harvick, look, don't look now. He's the closer for a reason. He's creeping up on Ryan Blaney, trying to make a move. He's going to bump him out of the way. Ryan Blaney gets a taste of his own medicine, and new leader Kevin Harvick. Martin Truex Jr. sneaks in a second. We haven't had a 2-time winner this year. Martin Truex Jr. would love to be the first and would love to take command of this season. 1 lap to go here in the Poconos as Kevin Harvick trying to hold off Martin Truex Jr. And now we have Jimmy Johnson making a move on Alex Bowman, and now Ryan Newman gives Aric Almirola the push. Almirola is losing tons of spots here on the final lap, and now Austin Dillon battling Denny Hamlin for that 10th position. He's going to get a great finish out of this. But coming out of turn 3, it's been a while since Kevin Harvick's won in the Busch Light Scheme. Kevin Harvick wins here at the Pocono Raceway as he wins the Gander Outdoors 400. Kevin Harvick, we call him the closer for a reason, and certainly today, Kevin Harvick peaked at the right time and locks himself into the playoffs. Look at this. He executed it perfectly. He bumps Ryan Blaney. He just took advantage of him. Ryan Blaney got by Kyle Busch, and Kevin Harvick used that. He saw the action in front of him, and he capitalized on the moment. So now, for the entire 4 teams, Stewart-Haas Racing and Busch Light, Kevin Harvick wins here at Pocono, doing his burnout for the fans. A nice, clean burnout for Kevin Harvick. So congrats to the number 4, the Larson fan. 88-42 finally gets it done here in Pocono. So here are your results. Kevin Harvick first, Martin Truex Jr. with a decent second, but he still wants to get some wins, some more playoff points, and they did not capitalize today. Ryan Blaney with a solid top 5, then Kyle Busch, Brad Keselowski, Kyle Larson, Joey Logano, and how about Chase Elliott with the top 10? That's his first top 10 finish since ISM. Nice outing for him. And then we have Erik Jones. And then we have Austin Dillon rounding out the top 10. Denny Hamlin finishes in 11th. Then we have Clint Bowyer, Kurt Busch. And then we have Paul Menard, Jimmy Johnson, and Aric Almirola, 14th, 15th, 16th. those are some of the drivers that are on that playoff cutoff unless we get a new winner, and points are going to be critical between those drivers. Then Ryan Newman 17th, Alex Bowman fell back to 18th. He was in the top 15 but then lost 3 spots on the final lap of the race. Jamie McMurray 19th, and then we have AJ Allmendinger in 20th. Trevor Bayne gets 21st. Then we have Daniel Suarez, the Daytona 500 winner. 2 rough outings in a row, looking to turn it around next weekend at Sonoma. And then we have David Reagan, William Byron, a 24th place finish. William Byron has struggled drastically this season, looking to improve. And then we have Chris Buescher. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. just could not get the setup properly, and that team struggled the entire day, couldn't make up those positions, and he's going to fall out of that points race more than likely. And then we have McDowell, Ty Dillon, and then we have Casey Kane and Bubba Wallace, and rounding it out is Matt DiBenedetto and Gray Gaulding. And so now we're going to take a look at your point standings after race 7. We have 4 races to decide the playoffs, and now the regular season championship. Kevin Harvick is the points leader. Kyle Busch just 9 points back. They both have 16 playoff points apiece. It's going to be an interesting battle between those two, but then don't count out Denny Hamlin and Brad Keselowski are within striking distance if they have issues. Kurt Busch is really good on points. And then we have Truex, Erik Jones, Logano with wins. And then Clint Bowyer and Ryan Blaney are looking good on points. And then Chase Elliott in 11th. He had a decent points day. He got some stage points and got an 8th place finish today. He certainly helped his cause to get into the playoffs. And then obviously Kyle Larson and Daniel Suarez are locked in due to wins. But then we have Paul Menard, Eric Almirola, and Alex Bowman latching on to the final 3 spots into the playoffs. Austin Dillon 2 points out. He gained 8 positions on Alex Bowman today. Jimmy Johnson just 9. David Reagan and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. are within striking distance. So now, race number 8, we start the NITCS Goes Right segment of the season as we head to the Sonoma Raceway for race number 8. And after that, we go to Watkins Glen. So back-to-back road courses. It's going to provide some diversity and some parity into the schedule. But anyways, today, Pocono, the tricky triangle. We thought it was going to be a tricky race. No cautions today. It was a caution-free race, no issues on the track, and we saw some great racing behind the wheel. And most certainly, we saw Kyle Busch, Ryan Blaney, Mark Truex Jr., and Kevin Harvick. Maybe that's the fabulous 4. They were the ones that showed the top speed today, and Kevin Harvick was the one that ultimately bested, that got the win over those other 4 drivers. It's going to be an interesting battle over the next couple months. So Kevin Harvick, the Busch-like crew, great to see Kevin Harvick back in victory lane, and he wins his first race of the season.